Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I did not expect to make this video, but I've seen a lot of talk in the Fortnite content space recently about how bad Fortnite content is doing, especially from the larger creators. I'm kind of going off the top of my head here, so sorry if I cut or stutter or anything like that. I'm going to try and make the editing minimalistic as possible, so here we go. So this all started from a tweet by NickA30. Fortnite viewership is down for streams and long-form content, but the player count is still healthy, so people like playing Fortnite, but not watching it. Why? The formula has been the same for too long. After 8 years, people know what to expect in a typical battle royale match. There's just no reason for viewers to watch a full game except for a victory royale, which isn't a story people care as much about anymore. Like in Arc Raiders, there needs to be more surprises throughout. Finding rare loot, a potential betrayal from players, attempting to get a successful extract. Fortnite needs an extraction mode. So listen, I actually agreed with NickA30 at the beginning, and I'm like, yeah, he's right. Like, Fortnite needs to change. Maybe we need to start shifting out of battle royale, get an extraction mode, which an extraction mode still would be sick. But there's one big problem. People don't come to Fortnite for an extraction shooter. They come to Fortnite for battle royale. And Nick is completely missing the point here. The reason why larger creators' Fortnite gameplay is not doing well whenever they upload is because it's the same thing. I go and I see countless thumbnails of creators, and again, I'm not calling anyone out, I'm not even going to put any on screen, but countless creators that use the same exact thumbnails, same exact facial expressions from, I'm not even joking, 4 years ago. I look and I'm like, wait, they don't even look the same in the video. They aged like 4 years. So it's just like, it's crazy to me that they're still doing this and they're asking people why Fortnite viewership is down, even though the player count is up 2x. The reason why: your content is not informative. This is the reason why smaller content creators are growing at a much faster pace than many of these larger creators, and why they're raking in so many views. A good example of this is from a creator named Leo, who also did a video similar to this. And I mean, he's completely popping off, and compared to his sub count, he's getting numerous more views than a lot of these larger creators. The reason why: his content is transformative, and also he gives a spin with memes and stuff in the video that no one else uses. Another creator, for example, is Chugachug, who we also did a stream with, and we'll also get into streaming later. Chugachug has fantastic videos on his channel that he puts a ton of work into. He may not upload much, but when he does, it's a banger. Another example of this is from the creator ProZero. He gives informative and transformative content as well. He even uploaded every day in 2025. No matter how many views he got, he uploaded every single day. And then even my channel is doing well. One of the videos I'd like to point out is Why Did Fortnite Abandon Its Perfect Art Style? It's a short video. It talks about Fortnite's art style in a very transformative way, something we haven't seen, and people enjoy things like that. That's why we're pulling in close to the same amount of views as a lot of larger creators that are pulling every video. Now, am I saying their content is bad? No. But they need to learn to change. If you don't embrace change and don't think of something creative, that's why you're a creator, then you're gonna fall with your channel. And also, the biggest thing as well, especially in the Fortnite OG space, when we did that collab with Ali Jax, which if you don't know Ali Jax, he's a major Fortnite OG leaker, and he actually helped fix Fortnite OG. And then also we have Chugachug and ProZero. We did a collaboration stream and it did fantastic. People enjoyed it. We had people asking Ali Jax questions, me questions, Chug questions, and ProZero. It was just a fun, simple stream where we didn't think about the algorithm. We didn't think about anything like that. We thought about the audience watching. What does the audience want? Editing tricky, by the way. Hi. I also wanted to add this in there. Leo and Craig, the big Craig, they are both fantastic creators. We also mentioned Leo. They both did a huge charity stream and raised a ton of money for mental health awareness. We don't see this much from larger creators. Keep in mind, they do not have as much money, but they're trying to make an impact. That's all I want to add in there. This is one problem with YouTube that I had to shift my mindset on. YouTube isn't an algorithm. YouTube is an audience. It's not the algorithm that hates you 90% of the time. Sometimes there's 10% of the time where it does. But it is mainly the audience that you're focused on. If your audience isn't liking your videos, then you have to switch your style. And it can be hard when you've been doing it for the past 8 years doing the same thing. But yes, that's why commentary content is doing so well at the moment. We're giving people a reason to watch. Gameplay, there isn't really much of a reason to watch because it is easier to get a win now. There's a lot more bots in the game. SBMM is a lot more balanced. And the main reason you're watching someone else play the game is if they're better than you. The perfect example of this is competitive content. The reason why competitive content is doing so well is because the skill gap is way smaller. You have to be on your A game, and there's a lot of things to learn when watching that content because it's so much different. You have 40, 50 player end games. And also there's a lot more collaborations in that space because you're kind of forced to. You have duos, trios, and squad FNCSs, which I don't think they've done squads for years now. I've kind of been out of the competitive space, but a lot of these creators are doing well because there's just so much collaboration, and that's when their videos do well as well. And also, that's why our creators has been doing well. I was watching Burnt Peanut and Nade Shot, and these two guys are funny as hell. They're kind of out of pocket sometimes, but I mean, they are really hilarious. And it feels like a more mature version of 2018 Fortnite. I'm not going to compare both of them in the same amount of popularity, but it really does feel like that, the way that the content is. And I've only played our creators once or twice. I also think one of the bigger problems, which is also a benefit to Fortnite, is creative maps. If you have 500 to 1,000 people concurrently on your creative map, the amount of money you're making is stupid. Is that a bad thing for doing creative maps? No, but I've noticed a lot of content creators shifting that way because it's just making them a lot of money. But I feel like if you're doing content in a different way and you put your own spin to it, you will eventually make money even more in the long run. This is also why smaller content creators are doing better. They are hungry, not for the money, not for the views. They're hungry for being the best. I've noticed from a lot of these creators, they all want to be on top, including myself. So we're trying to deliver and study the best content possible to make our community happy. Again, not a lot of us can do this full time yet. And until we're able to, we're in a really odd learning curve of just testing stuff out. We're just having fun. And if you're thinking about starting Fortnite content yourself, I highly suggest doing it. Now, this is another big thing as well. Fortnite is maturing a lot. We saw this very recently, especially with Kim Kardashian, their marketing push with, cussing. I do think that in the near future, Fortnite content will be a lot more mature, and creators like Cypher PK and Nick30 are still stuck in the middle point. Their content is kind of made for kids, and their content is kind of made for adults. You have to target a specific audience, or you're just going to be in a very hit or miss view of views. And again, this isn't to bash these bigger creators. I look up to all of them, and I've even had the chance to have my videos watched by them and even talk to some of them. So again, I'm not trying to hurt them. I'm trying to help them, because also our content kind of relies on their content as well, because they are the structure and foundation to what built Fortnite content today. But at the end of the day, no one should be worrying about their views. They should be worrying about having fun, because if you're having fun and you're doing what you enjoy and you actually put passion and work into your content, you're going to succeed. And maybe a lot of these creators are experiencing burnout and also maybe just don't enjoy the game as much anymore. And if that's the case, then just stop doing Fortnite content and transition on to something else. Because especially this past year, I've seen so much negativity in the Fortnite community, and I think that's one of the reasons why people just aren't watching the content, because it's always so damn negative. I'm telling y'all, Fortnite is not the problem, the content is. We have so much Fortnite content in game that we're getting, such as South Park, which is wild, and it might actually already be in the game by the time you're watching this video, and just so many collaborations and good things in the game that it really just goes to show that people need to make transformative content, or else your content's not going to do good. But if you enjoy Fortnite OG, and we're also probably going to be doing more videos on the later chapters as well, and even chapter 7, then make sure to sub to the channel, because it's going to be a crazy year in 2026. I cannot wait. Anyways, guys, it's been your boy Tricky, and I'm out. Peace.